Hello, welcome everyone. Happy Thursday. I am your host, Alize Laborn. I'm a UX designer, educator, and I create social media content. I'm excited to have a good time with you guys today. This is day number 9. This is almost like our last challenge. We got one more after this, and I'm feeling a little sad about it. But it's been such a great few weeks, and we're going to have the replay for you guys for the next 2 weeks as well. Hello in the chat. We got Dina. We got Fergie in the house. What up, Laura? How are you? Hey, Sam. Give us a little shout out in the room if you're here. If you guys recall, oh, we got a happy birthday. You know what? I was not even going to mention my birthday because I've talked about it for weeks. But you know what? It's still the day after my birthday. So still celebrating. Why not? The challenge I'm giving myself, I've been giving you guys challenges for the last few weeks. I've been giving myself a challenge every day going live. And today I'm going to avoid another filler word. Last week I was trying to avoid the word Today it's gonna be so. I say so all the time, and I'm gonna really try to avoid saying it, avoid that filler word. And if I do, I'm gonna owe you guys like a Vogue pose or like a Zoolander pose. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's see what's going on my screen here. We've got the behance.net/challenge/XD landing page. This big blue button is where you'll enroll. Ooh, that was hard to say fast. And down below here is the challenge we're going to work on today, reserving a campsite. Who likes camping? I'm one of those people that like reserve all of my campsites for the whole summer way in advance. And it's almost like a little too much, if you know what I mean. Fergie says that she says so 100,000 times in her last video recording. Yeah, that's my go-to is that word that I'm not supposed to say. On this page, you're able to also join the community chat. This is the Discord channel. If you haven't used it before, you're going to upload your challenges into the challenge channel. And this is where you're going to get your feedback from mentors, give feedback to other designers, and start to build out your network, build out your community right here. I'm trying to avoid the word so. I'm like, now let's go to this Behance. We're going to check out the XD Creative challenges that you guys have posted on Behance. Let's begin with Annie's. We got that real estate marketplace we were working with, that landing page yesterday, working with the feature stacks, helping us streamline our workflows. Oh, look at these little interactions. Loving it. Yes, great job. We have Ilham as well here. Ooh, that design is looking so slick, buttery, delicious. I don't know why it's buttery, but it's a buttery, slick, clean design is what I'm feeling. This is so, I want to move in here. This looks really nice. And it's only $990? No, $990,000, I imagine. I wish. Let's look at this prototype. We have also Laura and Unicorn that talks about glamping. I'm also a glamper. I have like a really nice mattress and a huge tent. It's like a little obnoxious. I could probably live in that thing if I want to. Oh, wow. Look at these designs, these interactions we're seeing here. And there's also quite a long landing page. So I'm assuming that you were able to use stacks, for the stacks feature, to make this design kind of just be easy to work with, easy to handle all the movement when you're changing modules on your page. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out yesterday's episode with the feature stacks. Then we have another one here from Abernil. Nice design. They're going for more of that blue design. We've got a prototype here. Oh, we got that little gallery, that little pop-up. Nice. Great designs. Did I say so slick? Okay, that's okay. If I say so slick, I think that's okay, but I'm going to still, you know what? I'm going to owe you a pose. I don't know why I need to do a sound effect with my pose, I realize. Maybe that's the kind of model I would be if I ever became one. Not that I could. I would make sound effects as being a model. All right, let's get into challenge number 8. We are going to be designing a campsite reservation experience using voice commands. Yay! Let's take a look at the design example I gave. It's going to be hard for you to actually hear the voice sounds, but let's see how it goes. Let's see if you can hear it.
Where and when would you like to go camping?
Santa Barbara, September 4th through the 6th.
There are 4 sites available in Santa Barbara, September 4th to 6th. They are all $15 a night. Would you like to book one?
I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let me know in the chat if you can. No worries if not. I'm going to walk you through what is being said and why it's being said. But really what we're trying to get here is making these interactions much easier for someone who doesn't want to have to type everything. Maybe they're on the go and they want to find a camping site really fast. Have you guys ever tried to book a campsite from like a lot of these government sites? It's not easy. I'll tell you, like the UI, the UX is not friendly, and that's why I want to redesign it. So let's have fun doing this. But first, before we get into designing, I want to talk a little bit about voice interface design for you guys before you start. Just a couple of little, notes. What is voice interaction? And go deeper into some of the things that you can think about as you start designing. So voice user interface is the interface that allows users to interact with a system through voice commands. And the most popular and the top examples are the Google Assistant, Siri. Have you guys been using your voice commands or through any platforms? I use Alexa all the time, so I quite enjoy it. And some of the advantages of thinking about doing voice interactions is, one, it's faster than typing, right? That's a big plus. Also, the ease of use. Not everyone is great with using apps, using interfaces, or at least physical digital interfaces. And you can think about even like my great aunt who's 90 years old. She uses voice interactions to download audiobooks. So everyone can begin to use it. It's eyes free. So my great aunt also can't see very well, and it's hands free. Some things to think about, some stats. 1 in 4 adults in the US own a smart speaker. Okay, and 71% of people prefer doing a voice search instead of typing. So voice is going to become more and more popular, and you could just specialize in voice design. If this is interesting to you, you can specialize in that, and it's a big need in the industry right now. First thing you want to think about before you start designing is, what is the use case? Is this like for someone like hands-free in the car, they're using it for their Google Maps, or are they at home and it's more just ease of use and they just want to avoid typing? What is that use case you think that most people are, where they're going to use it and in what scenario? Also, before you get into XD, create that dialogue flow. What are those interactions? What is the system going to say, and what is the response going to be from your user, and what is that dialogue look like? And you can even begin to sketch. This is what my early designs looked like, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Really quick, just understanding the structure before you dive in. And finally, try to keep your questions and responses brief. So instead of like, okay, we have all of this information we're giving you, try to keep it short and sweet if you can. All right. And finally, find some inspiration. This was one of the inspirations that I looked at, which was Spotify. They have a whole interaction design they have a whole voice interaction experience where you can be like, hey, Spotify, play this artist. And it's a very different visual experience than the rest of Spotify. So I think that, look at some other examples, get some inspo. Thank you, Laura, for giving me some props on the presentation. I didn't think about putting these presentations into the Discord channel. I don't know why, but such a good idea. Thank you so much. And I will. I should have been doing it this whole time. All right. Oh, was something All right, cool. So let's get into designing. First things first, let's make an artboard. Hitting the A key on my keyboard for artboard. Has anyone checked? Have I said so yet? I don't think so, right? Have I been good about it, or do I owe some dance moves or some Vogue moves to you guys? I'm just going into my plugins free stock search. I'm going to look for a camping inspiration, some images here. I'm going to put in a rectangle. By the way, have any of you guys gotten like your Siris and your Alexas confused? Because that's kind of been a big thing recently. I'm like, Siri, stop the alarm. But it's really Alexa. And I'm like, I'm not getting all the names right. I think I can rename them. Have you guys done that? I should name them all the same. I'm just putting in an image into that rectangle, and I'm gonna put another rectangle on top. And what I'm gonna do here is just change the fill so that it's a bit darker so I can put some text on top. Oh, I have not been using so. Okay, wow. If I really put my mind to it, I could do it. Good to know. Good to know. I'm just gonna place some of these components that are pretty easy to make into the design. Let me pull in my little app bar. How cute is this little app bar? It's like kind of a little see-through background. And then from here, I'm just going to make a copy of this. I'm going to keep this text the same. I'm going to remove the app bar and the background image. I still just want to use that same background image. I'm going to place it in like so. So I'm just using an aspect of it, and I just don't want it to feel as cluttered. That's why I'm not using the image with the tent in there. I'm just looking at the sky. And then from here, I'm going to turn on background blur. So again, it's just kind of making the background just not as noticeable, but there's still some dimension there. So it almost looks like a nice little natural gradient here with some stars in the background. All right. Did I say so? Oh, okay. So I am saying so's, but not as fillers, which giving myself some pats on the back. Okay, good job, Elise. You're doing it. And from here, I'm going to just change the text. And for me, I was thinking here, when they first land, another best practice here is you don't want that person to think, you don't want to have no text on here, no guidance when someone clicks into the voice interaction experience. Like it's just a blank page that's like listening. You want to give them some prompts of what they should be saying, because otherwise they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And that's why we place these type of prompts in here to help guide the user. So, when and where would you like to go camping? And you could either say it, like the experience could actually have that voice command, or it could just be typed. Again, it depends on the interactions and the use cases. Are you imagining it's 100% voice, or are you imagining that that person is still potentially looking at the screen as they're going through the experience? So again, look at some other examples to see where you can get some inspiration. I'm just gonna bring in this kind of image here. It's just some circles with a gradient on it, and I've just changed the appearance of them. So I just toned it down so that there's more of an opacity. And really the important aspect of what I'm showing here is that we're showing that the system is listening, right? Because now the user knows, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be doing some action. That's why it says listening, and why there's going to be the sound that the person's talking to them. Hey, when and where would you like to go camping? You may even want to have like a little sound, like a ding. Have you guys experienced that? It's like bing. So it lets you know that it's your time to talk. There might even be some movement here so that the user knows, okay, I gotta do something. I gotta speak now. So that's what we're showing here. All right, and then I'm gonna make my final screen here. I have not said so this entire time. I'm gonna just say it. So, oh, you a Vogue pose. If you're just joining in, like, this lady is crazy. My live challenge to myself today is to avoid saying the word so as a filler word, to get better at being public speaking. And if I do say it, I owe you a Vogue pose. But because I haven't done it, I just felt like doing a pose. How about that? So I just use repeat grid, if you saw, to repeat the same elements over and over again, which means if I move, oops, because this is a component, I had made this a component. So typically, if you move something like this, all of the other elements within site, or all the other groups, are going to make that same movement in the repeat grid. But because this is a component, it's not going to do that. So just be aware of that when you're making a repeat grid, that could be the case. And then I'm just going to fill in some images. I can put in some more images here. This is my plugin, free stock search, and you can just apply some images into the shapes here, the rectangle shape. Fergie asks, can Elise host a dance party at Max, please? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so fun? I am hosting something at Max. I am going to be a speaker at Max, so I'm excited. I'm so excited. You guys should join. I'm going to be talking about the XD newest features from the community. Like, it's called First Look from the Community. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be posting how you can find my speaking engagement at Adobe Max. And who knows, if you guys want, maybe I'll do a dance party while I'm there. Tomorrow, actually, if you guys are joining, is the final day, and I'm going to be doing another pajama jammin' party. I'm going to wear my pajama. You wear your pajamas too, and I'm going to be doing some singing, and dancing. Why not all? Cool. So I got my screens in. I'm ready to start designing. Now, don't forget, the first thing I did before this was I sketched out my designs first. What was my interactions going to look like? What was I going to say? I'm not thinking about that at this point. I've already mapped out how the user is going to talk with the system and vice versa. Okay. So once I've got that, I'm going to go into prototyping mode. This little button, this little sound button, the user can go through the regular experience and text where they want to go, and they can go through that regular flow. But we're also now creating an alternative voice flow. So that's why I have this little icon here, and it's going to look very different than the regular flow. Once they click onto that, they're going to land into this screen. And in this screen, I want the system to say, when and where would you like to go camping? In order to create that interaction, I'm selecting the artboard and I'm double clicking the arrow. Instead of making that little arrow go anywhere, like, you're going over here onto this screen. Instead of that, I'm double clicking because it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to make some sound. So from here, the trigger is going to be time, a time trigger. So after about 0.2 seconds, she's going to say something. The action type is going to be speech playback, and you can play around with the voices. Some of them sound a little bit more odd than others. I like Joanna's voice, but some, play around. It can kind of be a little fun to check all the voices out. And then, so I'm just going to put in what she's going to say. So she's going to say, when and where would you like to go camping? Unicorn saw my dancing clip with my husband and my puppy. That was for my birthday. I did a little dancing on the boat. I did a lot of karaoke for my birthday, guys, so much. I think my voice is a little more hoarse today because I did so much karaoke. If you look at my stories, you'll see some of my karaoke I did. So I have that voice interaction, so I can just play it and test it out from here.
Where and when would you like to go camping?
You can probably kind of hear her. So that's working. But now I need something to happen when the user speaks back, right? If the user's like, I want to go camping, this location, these dates, I need to have that input as well. So the system is speaking to me and I'm speaking back as a user. So I'm just going to select this. And when she says Santa Barbara, September 4th through the 6th, she's going to go into this artboard. So that's why I'm dragging that little arrow to this artboard. And the trigger now is going to be voice. So she's not tapping on it. Her voice is going to be the trigger. And from here, I'm just going to put in what she's going to say. The user is going to say Santa Barbara, September 4th through, can I spell through? Through the 6th. Let's try that out. And then we'll just kind of do a simple transition from there. Let's see how it goes. Now,
when would you like to go camping?
Now, if I just start to talk to it like right now, nothing's going to happen. You actually have to hit the space bar first. So Santa Barbara, September 4th through the 6th. Woo! It moved. We got there. Hey. And then from there, you can also create another interaction here. Same as before, double click. The trigger is going to be time. And after 0.2 seconds, you can have a speech playback, say something like, here are the 4 sites available, or what have you. Okay. And that's it. Boom, we're done. Let's play it and see if it works.
Here are the 4 sites available.
Yeah, it's working, guys. We got our voice interactions in. Woo. Okay, great. So from here, if you are ready to upload, you've got some options. You can select your artboards. And let's move these down. In design mode. Once you're in design mode, you select your artboards, you can hit this little share button, and that's going to create a link for you here that you can upload into Discord and get that feedback as well. So that's going to be the way that you can share, as well as you can just grab these 3 artboards, file export if you just want the images as PNGs, and you can also do a video if you play it just on Macs, unfortunately, and you can record it here as an MP4 as well. So there are some options. The other question that I constantly get about the interactions is like, well, what if they say something else here? They say Catalina Island, September 7th through the 12th. You can actually create multiple interactions. So if I were here, this little plus button allows me to go into this and create a totally different option. So if she says Santa Barbara, September 4th through the 6th, they'll land here. If she says something else, she'll land here. So you can create multiple triggers. It doesn't have to even be voice. to have these different pathways that the user can go on. All right, so don't feel kind of restricted to one option. Cool. I think that answers your question, Dean. And I hope that you guys have a good time creating your own voice interactions and making beautiful prototypes, creating your camping experience, your ideal voice interaction experience. And so I bid you adieu for the rest of your day. Join me tomorrow for the Pajama Jam and final day for the challenge. Can't wait to see you guys then. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.